Hey guys, happy Wednesday. And so today we have our Romanian deadlifts, or our RDLs for short. Again, with this, a couple of things, the reps are higher. So whenever you look at anything high reps, and then that's typically anything 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up into 20 or infinity. Anything higher rep, we always want to think about like form and quality of movement over the actual load of the bar, right? As I've been doing this, I've been using no more than 75, 95 pounds for these RDLs, and my hamstrings have been hurting for 2 to 3 days past Wednesday, just because I just really focus on like the speed and the quality of movement versus a weight. So with the RDL, the one thing a couple of things that we need to consider is knees nice and soft. We want to keep the chest open. That is going to allow us to keep our back flat. We want to fold over at the hips. All right, we want to fold up at the hips. And the barbell, the proximity to the barbell is pretty much next to your leg the entire time. That'll make sure that the waist stays center foot, and then that'll keep us in the best, most advantageous position to avoid any injury. So as I get my knees soft, I move my hips back, I keep my chest open. I just want to think about, I like to think about tempo. I like to take about 4 counts down, 2, 3, 4, and then I squeeze, push my foot into the floor, squeeze my butt to stand tall. Down, 2, 3, 4, push my feet into the ground, squeeze my butt to stand tall. Down, 2, 3, 4, boom. And I'll do that slow with pretty much lightweight, and it always makes my hamstrings feel like it's getting a lot of work, all that it needs. Guys, have fun with this Romanian deadlift. Go get it. It's Wednesday, workout Wednesday, cool. 20-minute EMOM. So we've been doing AMRAPs on Tuesday and Monday. Today is 20-minute EMOM. Again, try to keep us as a unit. Let us feel good this week. What happens here, guys? Minute 1, we want to go 12 calories on the bike, or 10 calories if you're a female, right? You guys will rest the remainder of that minute. The next minute, you got to do 10 deadlifts. The weight is 225, 155. And the deadlifts, we just did a bunch of Romanian deadlifts, just lighter weight, higher reps. And then this here is just kind of something in the middle, right? And so it's something that isn't too heavy, isn't too light, and it's something to keep the form. And the biggest difference between a Romanian deadlift and a traditional deadlift is the hip function, right? And so as we kind of work our way from the top to bottom, right? In a Romanian deadlift, our hips will just move back, right? And then once we kind of get to our end range, and that's different for everybody, I should have said that in the previous video, and then we stand up, right? Now with our traditional deadlift, just pay attention to the hip as it changes in the middle of the movement. So we want to start the descent as an RDL, and then once the barbell passes our knees, our hips drop down, right? The back stays flat, then we push the floor away. So again, the traditional one, start like down at the RDL. Once it passes the knees, drop down, keeping the same relatively straight shin angle, push the floor away. And so that's the biggest difference between the RDL and the traditional deadlift. You guys got 10 of those. Whatever weight you choose, try to cycle it, right? We don't want to pick it up and drop it down. I just think that'll be too heavy. We want to go all 10 in a row, all unbroken for all 5 rounds. Once you guys get done with that, you guys will have total bar. And then in this development of total bar, we have a lot of things you can do. You can start with your basic sit-up. You can go to some V-ups. You go alternating V-ups. You go tuck-ups. Anything that opens and closes to hips is completely chill, right? And so right now, this will be our first exposure on the bars this week. And so everybody should feel kind of good, even if you are dealing with something from the previous week. Right now, we're on Wednesday's workout. So as we do this, again, open and close the shoulders, kind of think about the skill of the swing. Think about the skill or the swing as a separate skill than the total bar. So you got the kips skill, and then you got the actual total bar skill, and we need to develop those. And so I always like to say I much rather see skill development when I'm watching people do things versus completing the task of getting that toe to the bar. All right, and so we have our on the floor options. Remember, sit up, V up, tuck up, right? And then here we just want to go knee raising, swinging knee raising, or actual toe to bar, right? So when we're here, knee raise, swinging knee raise, and we can get that higher and higher until our toes hit the bar. So we have those options. And then you guys will rest the 4th minute, and you guys will do that all over again. So it's a 20-minute EMOM, it's 5 rounds of this, all right? Guys, get after it, have fun.